Day 5. It's the 28th of July, 2014, and it's been raining almost all day. I think it's only like noon, but it's pretty dark out there. It's just been dark rain, and it's been pouring down. I have a couple buckets set up where the rain runs off of the canvas tent, and they fill in about 15-20 minutes, so 5-gallon buckets from just drips, so that's pretty good. That's some rain coming down, but lots of fresh water I don't have to go down to the river for. Alright, got the Espit stove going. And cook some pasta, some sauce, and a little sprinkled cheese or something. Too wet and crappy outside. It's just let up. It's kind of not pouring right now. It's just kind of misty out now. First time all day. And it's definitely too wet to cook by the fire. So, cooking with the Espit stove indoors. Espit stove and Everclear are pretty much the only two things that I cook with indoors. Everything else produces too much black smoke. So our pasta's just about done. The fuel cube is just about out. It's actually, it took 2 fuel cubes, and what I actually did was I burned one, and then it was almost to a boil, and then I put a 1/4 of one in, got it to a boil, and then when those were just about out, I put a 1/2 in, and then the other 1/4 on the other side, kind of spreading the flame out. And that's usually what I do. I usually use 2 cubes, and that's usually what gets a meal cooked for me. But that's because I'm boiling a pasta and everything. You can use like 1 1/4 cube to get 2.5-3 cups of water boiling. If you want to do coffee and a freeze-dried meal, you need like 3 1/4 cups water. That's gonna use like 1.5 cubes. You're gonna need for that. But the pasta's done. I'm gonna drain it and I'm gonna eat it. I got some pasta sauce even. Lucky day. 5:30. Still been raining. Just rained all day. Yeah, it's really pouring buckets out there. Thunder and lightning is just roaring. But the canvas tent's held up good. So, yeah, I like it. See you guys on day 6 or 7. Well, day 6, had this hooked up to the anchor today for a little while, and didn't get very much juice out of it, but there isn't very much sun on the property. It's hard finding a spot where the leaves aren't covering all the sunlight out. It's hard. You have to move the solar panel a lot. But I'm going to put it on the tracks tomorrow where I get full sunlight all day long, and then it'll be fine. Yeah, so it's day 6, the 30th. Yeah, I got, then I went over to my neighbor here and walked over to her property, and she gave me a big frozen roast, so I'm gonna let that thaw out, and then tomorrow night we'll get that aluminum foil Dutch oven going and see if we can put a roast in there and see how that comes out. Hopefully I don't burn the crap out of it. See you then. Alright, day 7. That's what we got. So I had some sort of gravy. It's like a pot roast with some sort of gravy she gave me, the neighbor, frozen. So I got it in the aluminum pie pans. It looks like it's definitely too big for the pie pans, but that's alright. I'm going to wrap it in a bunch of aluminum foil so it doesn't get burned. We're going to put the top on it. We're going to wrap it in 3 or 4 layers of aluminum foil. Put it in our fire, and then slowly rotate the coals around it over the next 2 hours. And 2 hours later, I'll show you what it looks like when it's all done. It should be good. Potatoes and pot roasts. We'll see how it comes out, huh, guys? So, aluminum foil, pie pan, Dutch oven test 2. Pot roast. Alright, there we go. We're about 15-20 minutes in. And now as those big logs burn, turn into some coals, I'll just break them down and then put the coals around it and just keep the coals all moved around and keep them hot. And hopefully in an hour and a half, 2 hours, that roast will be done with nice potatoes and everything. Or maybe it will be burned and raw in the middle, or who knows, we'll see what happens. But hopefully it's done, it tastes good, and it's cooked properly.
We'll see.
Alright. So it's been about an hour and a half. I think I'm going to take it off in like the next 15 minutes. It's been pretty hot. I think it's definitely cooked all the way through. I think the potatoes are done. The fire is still pretty hot and it's just getting down there. I'll show you what it looks like when I open it up in the canvas tent. When I go back to the canvas tent, we'll open her up. Alright, we're back in the tent. Got everything else set up. Oh, that came out pretty good. Looks like it's cooked all the way. Wouldn't know until I bust it open, I guess. But it looks like it came out pretty good. Aluminum foil Dutch oven has been working pretty good. So now we've made 3 loaves of bannock in it and a pot roast. So now that we've made this pot roast, it is going to be a pain in the butt cleaning one of these sides up so we can still use it for bannock, but I think this side doesn't have too much on it. We'll get that side clean. So there we go. Test number 2 of the aluminum foil pie pan Dutch oven. It's going pretty good. It's working good. Getting some good meals out of it in the bush. Gotta control your coals, that's about it. Keep hot coals on it, but not too hot. You'll get some good meals out of it. See ya. It just goes to show, if you learn how to maintain your fire and control your fire properly, you can really produce home-cooked meals and really make you feel like you're at home out in the woods. And this is how we achieve long-term comfortable living in the woods. You have to be able to cook for yourself and provide a way to clean yourself up, a good shower source. The shower is going to be our next project here. Next couple days we're going to make a better shower setup that we don't have to deal with the bugs. We need some sort of bug-proof shower stall, so we're going to work on building that. Which the bugs really get with you when you're butt naked. Not as soon as I got done eating, thunderstorm. Sounds like it's not too far away. The skies just got really gray and dark. So I'm glad we got the food off there. And yeah, it rains a lot here, but I just set up the 2 buckets on the side of the tent. On one side of the tent I have no ropes where it's kind of dipping down and the water just pours off of there, and I fill a 5-gallon bucket if it's a good rain. So I got both of those set up, try to get 2 5-gallon buckets of rainwater. The rainwater is a lot cleaner than the river water, so when I clean my face and wash my hands and do stuff like that, even take a shower, I rather use the rainwater than the river water at this point, especially with when it's raining. The river is really dirty. Alright, well, so you got day 8. I've got a sweet potato in the coals over there cooking up. I just ate some rice, and things have been going pretty good. I actually talked to the neighbor today, and I think I got the right-of-way thing sorted out, so I've already started cutting trees, and I'm going to cut a couple of the last big ones in the next couple days, and then I'm going to have my buddy bring a tractor down, and we're going to clear a road over there and get my right-of-way cleared out so I can kind of have a driveway slash long-ass dirt road. Things are going pretty good out here. The bugs are still really bad. The bugs make it feel like I've been out here for longer than 8 days. So, I don't know. I try not to use too much of the DEET spray because I'm afraid it's going to give me cancer. But if you load up on the 40 plus DEETs, you'll be okay. The mosquitoes will leave you alone. But the mosquitoes are so thick that you can see them gathering on the screen door and whatnot. So, yeah, I'll keep you guys posted on what's going on. not much going on. I'm just cutting trees and clearing that roadway right now, so I'm not really spending much time doing too many bushcraft tasks or doing anything like that. Oh yeah, P.S. There's been no sun, so we're down to 30% battery on the iPad, and that's why I've been kind of keeping videos limited. But when I get a good sunny day here, I'll charge it up the rest of the way with the Anchor, and then we'll be good to go. And there's our sweet potato. Just came out of the coals. Day 9. So I took this giant oak tree down, and I got so much sky up there now. That was what was blocking the majority of the light up here on the flat that I'm using for the building site on the property. And yeah, the oak tree's over there, and I took it all down to the Scandinavian axe. It was a lot of work, but it only took about probably like 25 minutes, I'd say. I'll go and show you the tree and the stump and how thick it is, so you can see what that axe can really do. I'll show you in a minute here. I'm not ready to go out there with the bugs right this second. Alright guys, here we are. I think it's day 10 or day 9, I don't know. It's the 4th of August. There's the oak we took down yesterday. It opened up all this sky, and now the yard looks really cool actually, because I'm leaving these real tall popples that are here, and now that it's all opened, it's really cool. I don't know what just happened. Yeah, sorry, I don't know what happened there. I guess the camera for some reason got stuck on some auto dim for some reason. I guess I was moving it around too fast. It was probably driving you guys crazy anyways. So I used the Scandinavian forest axe. It took about 35 minutes. This is a pretty big, hard tree. I mean, this is white oak in August. I had skinned the bark off of it in spring, if you guys remember. I talked about that in the other video. But hacked through it on one side. I did use the 21-inch Sven saw to saw in a little bit, just because I really wanted it to drop in a certain direction. And if you just make 2 mells with your axe, it's not as dependable as if you make a straight cut with the saw. So I made a straight cut with the saw, and when it started leaning, then I took the axe and cut the rest of it open. So, yeah, some big trees you can process with that little Scandinavian forest axe. But I would say the hunter's axe and small forest axe, it's just too small. I think you need an axe at least this size. You know, it's 25-inch, and I think it has a 3-pound head on it. Well, there we go. I'm going to get back to cutting some trees. August 5th, and I don't know if you're going to be able to see it, but there's these 2 daddy long legs, and they're like cleaning each of their legs off, one at a time. You can see this one under here is doing it. He's got a leg, and they lick everything off of each leg, one at a time. It's crazy. I guess this one just finished. I just watched him do half of his legs. This guy under here, he's still doing it. You can kind of see his leg is in his mouth, and just took it out of his mouth. Definitely never seen that before. But both of these daddy long legs have been doing it. And I'm not sure if they're collecting food that I just can't see, is they're both at this corner doing it. And I don't know if there's like small microscopic bugs or something that they're eating, or if they just are sitting here cleaning their legs off, but both of these spiders are doing it in the same place, so that was kind of weird. Yeah, I was hoping to give you a better view, but this camera sucks, so you probably can't really see even, you probably didn't even hardly see the leg in his mouth. But here are two more. There are a lot of daddy long legs on my tent. Every day we got a lot of daddy long legs. We got a bunch of spiders in there. I have to kill a lot of spiders that come in the tent. But here's another one. Here's another guy. Nice, 72% power from about 28. And I put it at about 10:30 in the morning, and it's 3 o'clock right now, but there's some rain coming in, so I had to take it out of the sun. For 72% power, that's pretty good. Be able to do some stuff on the iPad today and maybe make some videos tomorrow. I'll probably, if it's sunny tomorrow, I'll put it on and get it up to 100%. Alright guys, August 8th, and there's dinner. Brook trout. Really big one. I went down there wanting to fish, and I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to catch anything, and I saw a lot of little ones in there. I didn't even see this big one. This was hiding under a rock, but I used this little thing on my regular fishing pole. I used this it's a little fly popper, and I couldn't get it out in front of him, and I finally switched to a different location. As soon as I put it in, he hit. And he's a big guy. That's really big for this river I have here. So I figured we'd eat it and see what it's like. I haven't had a brook trout since I was a kid. So I'm going to cook it up with some potatoes and some aluminum foil and some lime I have, and hopefully it comes out good. That's a pretty big guy, and look at him next to my hand. Pretty big. They have to be 6 inches here to keep them. Now, I ain't gonna lie to you. This fish smells awesome. I had a lime that the neighbor gave me. The neighbor told me to put cloves in these limes and that it will keep the mosquitoes away. Well, it doesn't work. Anyways, maybe indoors it would work or something, keep the mosquitoes down, I don't know. But this trout is done. The fish is really flaky and it smells so good. When I opened it, it smelled so dang good. So I'm gonna eat it, and yeah, see how it goes. I mean, I guess I could take a little piece now. Oh yeah. That doesn't taste weird at all. That tastes really good. It's weird I haven't had one of these fish since I was a kid. Yeah, I'm gonna eat it. See you guys later. So I was really surprised how much meat was in this trout. I ate one of the sides, but if you can see there, that's a whole fillet still. The bones just pulled right out of it. All of the bones are attached to that still. Every single bit of bone is attached to that. None of the bones are stuck in there. There are some black lines through it that I'm not sure what they are. I'm worried they could be parasites or something, but if you cook it all the way through thoroughly, you don't have to worry about the parasites. You are eating parasites sometimes, but that's just how it is. As long as they're cooked, added protein. So I wanted to give you a look at this so you can kind of see what it looks like. I'll pull it apart, but this trout's pretty good. Way better than I thought it was. I thought I was going to cook this and be very disappointed, but yeah, I don't even like fish that much, but if you're a fish eater, you would definitely think this is a top grade dinner here. Just a little lime juice and some olive oil. Wrapped it up and put the coals around it for like 25 minutes. I probably even overcooked it a little, but this is a pretty grade A meal. Just gotta get a fly rod out there. Oh yeah, and I don't know if I mentioned to you guys that this fish was actually caught from the bank of my property. So I was actually standing on the bank of my property, on the river right behind it, where I caught this fish. So there's definitely fish right at the property. There were a whole bunch of them in there, actually. Most of them were way smaller than this fish. I was really lucky to catch the biggest one in there, but I was using a lure that was a little big for the other ones.